Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and this is a breakdown of WandaVision, Episode 1, launching the MCU's next phase with a quirky sitcom that's actually hiding a horrifying secret. Spoiler warning before I continue, because even though these first few episodes don't reveal much about what's really going on inside Wanda's pocket reality, I am seeing dozens of potential clues hiding in plain sight. We started to answer some of these big questions in Inside Marvel earlier, but now let's break down Episode 1 shot by shot for everything we missed. Episode 2's breakdown's coming out tomorrow. Also, be sure to check out our new latest Obsession shirt, An Unusual Couple. It's so cool with secret augmented reality Easter eggs. It's gonna sell out fast, so get it at newrockstarsmerch.com. And you can write in a custom shout out that we will feature in Inside Marvel. And Epic Hero Shop released a companion shirt with Wanda and its own AR secrets. Keep this unusual couple together. And Epic Hero Shop is giving away 10 PlayStation 5s, folks. Just subscribe to their YouTube channel, Epic Hero Labs. Fill out the form at epicheroshop/giveaway. They are announcing a new winner every 10,000 subscribers. There's a bunch of ways to get more giveaway entries at epicheroshop.com/giveaway. Okay, this episode opens with something we have missed these past 18 months, the Marvel Studios fanfare. It has been updated with shots from Endgame and Infinity War. Cap catching Mjolnir, Tony's snap, Black Panther's shockwave, Bucky and Rocket's team up, Doctor Strange's wizard duel. And notice how every Avenger turns black and white until the whole friggin' thing turns monochrome, letterbox aspect ratio, and the audio condenses as if coming from an old TV speaker. Reflecting this whole reality, shifting to that of an old sitcom inside Wanda's illusion reality. The opening credits are modeled on the theme of The Dick Van Dyke Show.
The Dick Van Dyke Show.
The real estate sign has a 732 area code, which is for New Jersey, making me wonder if this pocket reality is actually located somewhere close to Camp Lehigh. This home set is based on the home set of The Dick Van Dyke Show. Dick Van Dyke himself actually consulted on the slapstick humor that Wanda and Vision are showing. Vision phase shifts through the door, but leaves Wanda behind. But inside, you can see she learns from this and does a little spell to phase shift with him through that chair. Notice the opening lines of this show and the opening words of Marvel's Phase 4.
My wife and a flying saucers.
My husband and his indestructible head.
A little wordplay, but a visceral nod to the precise way Vision died when Thanos caved in his forehead to pry out the Mind Stone. It also makes you wonder if Wanda's flying saucers could add up to anything. Given the organization monitoring them, SWORD is known to be Marvel's SHIELD offshoot for extraterrestrial threats. They are confused by this mystery date on their calendar. We can get a lot from this calendar, actually. It's the month of August, and it starts on a Tuesday. There are only so many years in history where that has been the case. 2023, when in the MCU timeline, Wanda still technically would have been dusted. The Endgame events were thought to have occurred in October. 1950, but notice that art. All this little girl wants is a color television. Color TV was not invented till 1953 and was not a widely available consumer good until like the 60s. Also, the year on the wine bottle later is 1953, so I am guessing this is August 1961, which is also the year that the Dick Van Dyke Show premiered. Also, that calendar art shows some butterflies on the wall. Maybe that's where Wanda will get her inspiration for her baby crib butterflies for her future nursery. Vision's Westview newspaper reads the headline, "Little baby Jen's first word tickles Mother Sue." It's a kind of lifestyle non-story that should not be front page news. Also, note the calendar was released by Westview Appliances, so it seems like everything in this town is all part of the same Truman Showy fictitiousness. And we meet Agnes, a name we suspect could be derived from Agatha Harkness, the witch companion to Wanda who secretly serves Mephisto. Catherine Hahn's delivery is so specific. It's hard not to see every single one of her lines and gestures as containing some hidden double meaning.
Wanda, charmed.
Charmed, as in charmed under a witch's spell, perhaps? And then there's her husband, Ralph, that she keeps bringing up.
The only way Ralph would remember our anniversary is if there was a beer named June 2nd. Not that Ralph ever wants to eat anything other than baked beans. Are you sure you don't want an audience volunteer named My Husband Ralph?
Yeah, no one asked about your husband, Ralph, Agnes. So I assume he is either a corpse or never existed or her pet name for Mephisto, or somehow all three. And then she leaves with, with
This is gonna be a gas.
gas, as in gaslighting. Yeah. Roll your eyes, but I'm telling you, one of these is gonna mean something. At work, Vision and Norm are listening to the Coasters' 1958 hit Yakety Yak with lyrics about a kid being yelled at to do household chores. If you think about it, it's actually similar to the generational conflict Vision and Wanda will find themselves in, having to cook dinner for his much older boss and his wife, which are very much authoritarian parental figures to them. In the office background is a trophy. I assume this could be the bowling trophy that the guys later say Arthur actually bought at a yard sale.
You know those bowling trophies Arthur's always polishing? He bought them all at a yard sale in Hackensack.
Mr. Hart has fired poor Jones, whose wife Dottie, whom we meet in episode 2, could not impress the boss apparently.
The wife thought 5 courses would be sufficient.
Actually, Jones getting fired and Vision getting promoted might explain some of Dottie's hostility to Wanda in episode 2. Or, it could just be Wanda is trapping all these poor souls in her dream bubble, and that's why she's pissed. The magazine Agnes and Wanda read is Glamorous, a spin on Glamour magazine. This also could be the inspiration for her Magic Act stage name, Glamour. Now, these episodes feature amazing commercial breaks that are filled with MCU Easter eggs. The Toastmate 2000 from Stark Industries, Stark being Howard Stark, who was into all of his consumer marvels. But listen closely when the toaster warms up. Yeah, that toaster is making the Stark repulsor warm-up sound effect. Now, the toaster light turns red, giving us our first little splash of Technicolor on this series, which will return every time, really, we start to question the reality. Yeah, notice how that beeping speeds up, kind of like how the ticking does for the Strucker watch in episode 2. We could see this as time speeding up for Wanda as she is moving forward through the decades. There's also obviously something to the slogan, forget the past, this is your future. It's very sinister, right? It also kind of evokes that idea of Wanda being gaslighted. Forget about where you came from, just focus on what you gotta do now. Make babies. Vision explains the horny confusion by referencing Wanda's Sokovian background.
This is the traditional Sokovian greeting of hospitality.
Trailer footage tells us this series will revisit Wanda's origin with the Mind Stone in that Hydra lab in Sokovia, and maybe the death of her brother Pietro in Age of Ultron. Agnes shows up with a full meal ready to cook.
So this menu can be done in a snap.
Seriously, snap? You know that I am ready to go with a theory that one of these endgame snaps warped reality in a way to activate mutant genes in the way that Infinity Stone radiation activated Wanda's mutant genes. Just saying, mark this line, we're coming back to it. Wanda accidentally burns the chicken, but then she rewinds too far back, making it eggs, which is a bit weird because one chicken should just come from one egg. But I am interested in how this parallels Wanda's final moments with Vision. Think about it, she used her sorcery to cook him to a crisp, but then that cooking got rewound so that he could be served up for another purpose, kind of like these eggs are. Now, during all the goofing around, Agnes shows up again with a pineapple.
You didn't answer the back door for your upside down cake. Oh, hi.
Well, first off, fruit seems to be an important motif to the show. Trailer footage shows Wanda with orange slices later, Vision catching a papaya, and then there's that little wave Agnes does up Vision's body. The first time Agnes tries to meet him, Wanda slams the door in her face as if she's trying to protect Vision from her. And that wave is similar to the one Wanda does in episode 2 to scan Vision's body. This could be kind of a witch spell to peer inside this person. Dinner is served. It's actually the breakfast Wanda promised at the top of the episode, but with wine, Maison du Mépris, which we pointed out in the trailer breakdown translates to House of Misery, really House of Contempt. It might be a nod to the Scarlet Witch House of M comics that we suspect this is all partially based on, where Wanda reframes reality so that mutants do and do not exist. Some of those mutants including her children. Actually, when Jimmy Kimmel asked Elizabeth Olsen about this, she played dumb and credited the art department guys.
Our prop guy Russell would be a very clever man if he put that in.
Jimmy also asked her about the tie theory that I came up with, that tie design could reflect two people trapped inside as other people are peering in on them, like Wanda and Vision could be in this reality. Now, as they said, Mrs. Hart hits them with a ton of questions at once.
Where did you two move from? What brought you here? How long have you been married? And why don't you have children yet?
Children again. As we see in episode 2, this town is obsessed with the children. You could argue that all of Westview is really designed to trick Wanda into manifesting children. I'll also note that Mrs. Hart bombards Wanda with questions before she can answer them all, the same way Agnes did when they first met.
So, what's your name? Where are you from? And most importantly, how's your bridge game, hon?
Arthur chokes and Vision has to reveal his powers to save him. the hearts just leave as if nothing happened. Also, I find it suspect that Arthur does not appear at all in episode 2 alongside Mrs. Hart. She actually sits at the table with Agnes. It's almost as if Arthur has been removed from this cast. In the final scene, Wanda blips some rings on their fingers. I love that shaky jump cut. It's very Bewitched. And then credits roll, but these are all fake names. This is all being observed from a SWORD research station monitor room. On another nearby screen are 2 graphs, one red, one green, maybe corresponding to Wanda's and Vision's heart rates or their levels of consciousness. But again, Vision is dead, so maybe this is Wanda's consciousness and the consciousness of another undetermined presence. Now, there are definitely some interesting visuals in the credit sequence as we soar through the red, blue, green pixels of a TV screen. The red ones reshape into new forms: a rose, a house, the town, finally 2 interlocked rings, as if to say everything we're seeing on this is just manifested TV illusions. My breakdown of all the details you missed in episode 2 will come out next on the channel. Even more clues helping us figure out what Westview is and who is doing this to Wanda. We go into a lot of those theories in Inside Marvel. Be sure to check out that. Follow me at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars, subscribe to New Rockstars here on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and now you can stop watching. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.